जगद्गुरु श्री गोपाल की गौर प्रेमानंदे। How many of you know Prabhuji? For the devotees who have seen him for the first time, I'll do a brief introduction. So HG Santana Dharma Prabhu is teacher of higher Vedic sciences and studies at ISKCON and VCC Pune. He has been a spiritual practitioner and mentor for more than a decade. He is currently serving as the head of Bhakti Yoga Club Kharadi, initiative of ISKCON Pune, providing the Krishna conscious outreach programs. Academically, he is a mechanical engineer graduate from NIT Trichy, the top engineering college in India, who went on to work as a senior manager in Tata Motors, Pune. He's a multifaceted personality, from having been trained in martial arts to speaking many languages and also being a gifted musician, holding a postgraduate degree in classical guitar and theory of Western classical music from Trinity School of Music, London. He also knows to play several other musical instruments and an amazing singer too. He was inspired by his guest Adisham Prabhu, the Shiksha Guru, by scientific presentation of God consciousness philosophy and dedicated his life for the service of Srila Prabhupada and humanity at large. He is an elegant speaker in applied and higher Vedic sciences. His lectures are full of practical application and timeless wisdom. They are especially relevant to today's youth, corporates, and leaders. He offers seminars on various topics, which includes proactive leadership, self-management, positive thinker, time management, stress management, and value education, to name a few. He also speaks on core spirituality from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other Vedic literatures. He visits various educational institutes and multinational companies. Is mentoring over 100 plus youth. Now it is actually 1,000 plus. This is introduction of past 2 years, what we got from Prabhuji. But it's thousands and thousands of youths across India and abroad. He takes many Katha programs and Yatra, spiritual tours for youth and families. So far, he has held multiple positions in serving different various, rendering different services. He's currently the head of Bhakti Yoga Club Kharadi. He's also the secretary for Youth Outreach Program, BVP IVF Pune, IYF Pune. He's the project development head of ISKCON Pune North Zone. He's also life skill development in charge at ISKCON and VCC Pune. He's certified teacher of applied and higher study sciences and award certification. He's a project leader for youth outreach program in various higher educational institutes. He's a former in charge of personality development courses batches at VCC. So these are some of the small introduction, I would say, of Prabhuji. Personally, Prabhuji has been guiding all of us since last 2 to 3 years, and we have been getting his wonderful association. It was online through Zoom, but this is the first time Prabhuji is here personally, and we are very fortunate to have Prabhuji. While he is doing his services here, he is also managing the classes in India. Just he was telling that tomorrow 3:30 he has to give class in the India, 3:30 a.m. not p.m. So very thankful to Prabhuji. He is wanted everywhere actually, but somehow he has taken this time for all of us. And by the mercy of his guest Adisham Prabhu, all the senior devotees, we have his association here. So I'd like to welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. इसके सनातन धर्म प्रभु की Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bo. It's getting into ecstasy. Hare doesn't define. Everyone becomes ecstatic in Krishna consciousness, especially mic and sound system. More than sound vibration, sound system has purified my heart. Even a laughing means you understand how. I just joked casually that one day I'll come here. And His Grace Amrit Hari Prabhu Rishabh Rati took me so seriously that they brought me here. So it feels very good to be from that side to this side. And somehow the picture in this side is better than that side. There sometimes I have to keep checking. Are these people actually listening to me? Or are they just like that smiling? Then I say, please let me know if you can hear me. Raise both your hands and say Hari Bol. And first Prabhuji's raise hand. I wonder Mataji's didn't hear. It's happened like that. Connecting. That's right. Okay. So meanwhile, things are getting ready. We'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Veshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatare वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So once again, I feel really excited, enthusiastic, and happy to be here to serve all of you at ISKCON Calgary. Hare Bol. Okay, very exciting topic chosen by the devotees here. So once there was a devotee who was distributing books. He was distributing books, and he was given this idea, Yare dekhe tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Whomever you see, just go and distribute book. So whomever he used to go and see, Hare Krishna, here's this Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, please take this Krishna book. So he used to go and distribute. But there was one person coming from that side. He was coming. And there was something written on his t-shirt, which really made this devotee wonder, should I show him the book or not? And it was, I am disturbed. Yes? So don't disturb me. Know what to do. Should I disturb this fellow or not? Well, this is the solution to get rid of all disturbance. But that fellow is writing this. Please don't disturb me. He's writing such statements. So today's topic, which was given to me, was about disturbance. Not how to be disturbed, but how not to be disturbed, especially in provoking situations. Yes, how not to be disturbed in provoking situations. So I had that ready because I love to do drawings. I'm an artist also. He forgot to mention that. A struggling artist. You can all see my struggle there. So along with that, just to keep all of you engaged, that is also something that we'll be seeing. Well, many years back, years means many millenniums back, there were a few sages who had assembled to do a yajna. This is how my drawing will be. I told you I'm a struggling artist. Yes. So there were different sages of different kinds who had come. Yes. Some sages looked like this. Some sages look like this. I'm just drawing the faces. Somewhere like this. Some sages look like this. So different varieties of tilaks and symbols on forehead. So many had come, but they all had one purpose. Their purpose was they wanted to do a yajna for the welfare of this entire world. So all of them assembled there. One of the sages took the mic, if it was there, and he told that, my dear sages, we all have assembled here to perform a sacrifice for the welfare of this entire universe. Jagat Kalyan. That is our objective. So let us immediately start the sacrifice. But there was a problem. What was the problem? Any guesses? They want to start the sacrifice, welfare for the world, that was all fine. But what is the problem they faced? You can see the picture and get a hint. For whom? Who will do? They will only do. They were all convinced. We are going to do the sacrifice. But for whose pleasure? Who is going to be the object of this sacrifice? So some of them said, wait, our opinion, these guys, is that Brahmaji is the creator of this universe. He is the father of every one of us. So I think we should offer the sacrifice to Brahmaji. Then immediately this party spoke. They said, wait a minute, but how does Brahmaji come? He comes from the navel of Vishnu, so we should perform for Vishnu. And then this party spoke up. They said, ultimately, who is the one who creates fire from his eyes and destroys the whole universe? Krishna. So you have to perform for this. And then these three parties, they started quarreling amongst each other. That time, one bigger party came. So just draw. Very big party. His name was Bhrigu Muni. So Bhrigu Muni had come. So Bhrigu Muni was somebody who was respected by everybody because at that particular point of time, he held the award for the Maharishi. So he was holding the title of Maharishi, and everybody recognized Bhrigu Muni for being the best tapasvi, a person who could perform such marvelous austerities. Nobody better than Bhrigu Muni. So everybody respected Bhrigu Muni. And they submitted their problem to Bhrigu Muni. And Bhrigu Muni said, wait, I have a solution. Ultimately, there are so many sages who have assembled, but this boils down to three people: Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to personally go and test these people as to who is the supreme. And after my experiment is over, Bhrigu's experiment, I will come and give my analysis to all of you. Is that okay? Right. So, Bhrigu first goes to his father, Brahmaji, the one with four heads. So, Bhrigu enters Brahmalok. And here is Brahmaji with four heads. I told you I'm a struggling artist. Yes, so he goes to Brahmalok, and Bhrigu and Brahma, they are father and son. Brahma being the father and Bhrigu being the son. So in Vedic times, I don't know about today, but the son offers obeisances to father. Deva Guru Dvija Pragyam. So this respect has to be offered, this austerity of the body. So he does not offer his respect. He's just like, he comes there and goes. And Brahmaji, when he saw Bhrigu, he was happy. Bhrigu, my son has come. But then when he didn't offer obeisances, Brahmaji becomes disturbed. What is this? He's not offering obeisances. But then again, he tries to cool down. And Bhrigu had checked his expressions. He had become disturbed. He has become disturbed. He has become agitated. So he got agitated with anger and tried to hide it. So this proves Brahma cannot be supreme because he has got disturbed. He got disturbed. So then now Bhrigu goes to Mount Kailash. And who lives in Mount Kailash? Yes, Lord Shiva. He goes there. Three Nayana, one with three eyes, one with Trishul, yes, and also with Mala. And Bhrigu Muni goes there to Shiva Loka. And there, as soon as Shiva, Lord Shiva sees Bhrigu, he says, Bhrigu, my brother, because Shiva and Bhrigu are brothers. You have come after such a long time. Please come, embrace me. Bhrigu said, stop, you filthy creature. You play in the crematorium. You apply the ashes of crematorium all over your body. You carry snakes and scorpions. We are pure Brahmanas, and you are nothing but a filthy creature. And Shiva, listening to these insults, Shiva becomes very angry. Says, Bhrigu, Bhrigu, I'm not going to leave you, Bhrigu. Bhrigu, he starts running behind Bhrigu. And Bhrigu had to run. Shiva was running behind him. Bhrigu, Shiva, oh, Bhrigu had to catch dhoti. My dhoti, he was catching his dhoti and running. And Shiva is coming behind him. And like this, Bhrigu somehow escapes, and Parvati Devi comes. Oh, my lord, please. After all, he's your brother. Please forgive him. And then Shiva sits down. And Bhrigu comes back. What was his analysis? My God, I just escaped. My life, I was going to lose my life altogether. He definitely cannot be supreme. He got agitated. And then finally, he goes to Vaikuntha Loka. Vaikuntha is the residence of Lord Vishnu. So then what is Vishnu doing? Lord Vishnu is lying down peacefully in Yoga Nidra. I think some of you want to try that right now. Do it after class, okay? Yoga Nidra not in Bhagavatam class, after class. So some of you are trying. You're not able to. I'm not letting you sleep. I won't do that. Because some of sleep and Bhagavatam has good connection. Great connection. I'm not joking. I'll just take a detour. There were three brothers and one sister. Yes, three brothers and one sister doing tapasya for Brahma. Can you guess who are they? Try. Ravan, Kumbhakaran, Vibhishan. Three brothers and Shurpanaka. So all four wanted some blessings from Brahmaji. Yes, Brahmaji comes. So one by one, all of them take the blessings. So that particular point of time, Kumbhakaran comes, his turn comes to take blessings. That time all devatas appear before Brahmaji. Brahmaji, please, it's our request, before you give any blessing to him, please listen to us. This fellow has a habit of eating us without even cooking. He doesn't need sauce, chutney, nothing. He just like that. Kacha chaba jate, that's what they say in Hindi. He does that even today. If suppose you happen to give any blessings to this guy, he's going to ruin our lives. So please do something. They're all right. I will invite my wife, Vakshakti. So Vakshakti comes and he says, Vakshakti, you take care of him. Vakshakti says, don't worry, I will take care. So Kumbhakarna asks for blessings. I wish to sleep. Brahmaji says, Tathastu. Finished. Blessing was done. And Ravana was like, what have you done, you dumb fellow? And he goes to sleep. Later, after giving blessings to everybody, Brahma is in Brahmalok. There's a girl who comes crying. A very beautiful girl. She comes, starts crying and comes to Brahmaji. Brahmaji asks, wait a minute, who are you? He says, I'm one of your daughters. He said, okay, I have many daughters, many children, so I don't remember everyone's name. Who are you? He says, I'm Nidra Devi. He says, Nidra Devi? Okay, you're the goddess of sleep? He says, yes. Why are you crying? He says, you married me to that demon. Which demon? That fellow, Kumbhakaran. You just married me to him. Oh, that's why you're crying. Yes, I don't want such a demonic association. He says, don't worry. In future, the Hare Krishna devotees will come. And whenever they are performing either chanting or hearing, that time you go and take their association. Especially in ISKCON Calgary. Please go there. They are very wonderful devotees. They chant and hear so nicely. You please go there. So that is why we say in ISKCON there are two Mahamantras. I'm not talking about Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What is that? One Mahamantra will put everyone to sleep. What is that? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavatam class is going to begin. And waking up mantra, Mahaprasade. That's why there is prasad after Bhagavatam class. The prasad is given before Bhagavatam class, nobody will come for Bhagavatam class. Right, coming back. So here, Lord Narayan, Vishnu, is performing the Yoga Nidra. He is sleeping, but his sleep is very productive. How is that? So there was one person, he had gone to Krishna Art Gallery. He was looking at all pictures and he liked the picture, one picture very much. Says, what is your inspiration for that picture? He said that picture was of Mahavishnu lying in the causal ocean, and when he's exhaling, all universes are coming out. He says, this is so amazing. This is even amazing than work from home. Yes, you can sleep and work from home. You sleep and the work goes on. Wow. Sleeping and working going on together. Nice. So this is the kind of work I aspire for. You sleep and your creation keeps going on. So that's Yoga Nidra. It's a divine celestial sleep. Bhrigu enters the Vaikuntha, is very much enchanted by the ambience of Vaikuntha. And then 1, 2, and 3. Suddenly he runs and goes and kicks the chest of Vishnu. And there is a sudden silence. Everybody is stunned and shocked. What happened? And that's the point of time where Lord Vishnu stands up. He says, Bhrigu Muni, you've come to my abode of Vaikuntha. You have purified my Vaikuntha with the touch of your lotus feet. We are all blessed to have your wonderful association. Yes. And you have placed your lotus feet on my chest where Lakshmi resides. And now Lakshmi would love to stay there in my chest. But however, your lotus feet is soft like butter. But my chest is hard. So your feet must be paining. Come, let me massage it for you. And that is when he starts massaging and Bhrigu says, no, my lord. No, please forgive me. By now, Bhrigu is in tears. He's crying. And he's absolutely feeling very remorseful and guilty. Of course, will the wife leave Bhrigu Muni? Wife of Narayan leave Bhrigu Muni for the offense? So immediately, Bhrigu! Lakshmi Devi curses. You Brahmanas, I curse you that me, goddess of fortune, will never be with all of you. She says like that and expels the curse. And that happened also. Usually we see the Brahmanas, they are not very, very rich. They are very modest. Because goddess of fortune doesn't favor them. But still, Bhrigu Muni learned his lesson. So he comes back to the sages over here, these guys. He comes here And they ask him, what was the result of your experiment? What was the result? And then he explains that he had gone first to the abode of Brahmaji. And there he said, I committed a mental offense to Brahma. I did not respect him. He was angry but tried to control his anger. Then I gone to the abode of Lord Shiva, which is the Kailash Parvat. And there I performed a verbal offense to Shiva. And Shiva literally was about to kill me. I just escaped my life because of Mother Parvati. And finally, I went to the abode of Vaikuntha, where I met Lord Narayan. And I performed and committed a physical offense unto him. I kicked his chest. But Lord of Vaikuntha behaved so very gently with me. He was the least disturbed. Yes. Thus, what is the conclusion? He says the conclusion is the greatness of a person is estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. Yes, the greatness of a person is estimated to the ability the person is not disturbed in such provocative situations. So, on this note, this was preparation. Now we'll start our discussion. Yes, I just would like to ask. Okay. The watch is correct. Okay. We need to check that, right? Normally, watch is placed in such a way the speaker is able to see, audience is not able to see. I go to some program, the watch is here, and the audience keep telling me, Prabhuji, I'll look about. Sometimes see there also. That is working. Sure. So we are here. So once there was a preacher who had gone to a university. Gone to university, and one of the universities he had gone and he had made a very beautiful PowerPoint presentation. He made a nice PPT. So he went there, he put his PPT, laptop, everything was done. That's why I asked the first thing to Amrit Haribul, the projector works, right? They can see my struggling artistic skills. So he had gone, but there he put the presentation, suddenly the projector went off. And all of his effort was gone. And then he asked, so what is this? They said, sorry, the projector is blown off. Please get another projector. I've made nice PPT. They said, there is no other projector right now. Only one projector that's gone. And the preacher said, I could not even get angry because the topic was anger management. Show anger. And the same thing happened with me also. I had gone to one college. I heard this. I had heard this lecture from the preacher and then gone. I had also prepared very nice PPT. I told, in fact, in the college, the PPT went off. I told the students, you go to the nearby student center, get the PPT. I'm very attached. I will engage the student, but I want the projector. The PPT has to be there. And he brought the projector, laptop went off. Yes, I said, I have in the pen drive, I have this. Get another laptop. I told one of the students, go to your hostel, get a pen drive. We put the pen drive went off. So 3 times. Then I understood that Prabhu must have gone through such difficulty. So disturbance comes in the life of anyone, including monks. That's what I wanted to tell. Disturbance can come to anybody at any time. Right? So this particular shloka in the Bhagavad Gita, if you see the theme, the overall theme of Bhagavad Gita, it's a very famous shloka, is about tranquility, peace, tolerance, and being very calm. Usually, how do you describe a sage or a student of Bhagavad Gita? How do you expect that student to be? Any expectations? Calm. Right? We are very sharp and calm. What else? Serene, smiling, gentle. Very nice. Then you see this person is a student of Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita does speak about that. Right? So we'll just recite this shloka. Matra sparshastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तितिक्षस्व भारत. Somebody can read this aloud. Tolerate them without being disturbed. So, what is the opposite of disturbance? We learn from Gita. Disturbance, opposite, tolerance. Tolerance. So, how to not be disturbed in provoking situation? We can translate it as how to be tolerant in provoking situations. Usually, what we think in bhakti, as soon as we come to Krishna consciousness, we come in devotee association and put our hand inside the bead bag. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. All the disturbance and problems are gone. Hari Bol! Hari Bol. It doesn't happen like that. But that's our expectation and imagination, right? Put your hand bead bag, chant Hare Krishna. No, no disturbance. All disturbances are gone. Does it happen like that? No. You agree? No? It doesn't happen like that, Prabhu. The disturbances are still there because we are living in material world. How to develop this kind of tolerance, we need to understand. That's why we have to go one verse behind. If you go to one verse behind, the famous verse which Srila Prabhupada has spoken maximum number of times in all of his lectures. That is this shloka. Will you recite this also? Dehinosmin yatha dehi Kaumaram yauvanam jara Tata dehatara praptihi Virastatra na muhyati. Somebody else can read this loudly. Thank you. So this tolerance will not come using some material phenomena. Like sometimes people say, "Oh, how many of you have anger problems?" My God, I'll be careful. Many here. Many a times people come to spiritual path, they come new. First thing they tell is, Swamiji, I got angry really fast. So much of anger. Please tell me how to control. Imagine you go to a pharmacy. This pharmacy is very famous in Canada, I heard. You ask the person there in the pharmacy, do you have medicine for anger? Lust? Please. At least pride, please check. Why don't you check and see? Envy, illusion. Do we get pills for all these things? Lust, anger, pride, greed, envy. Do we have? We don't get. We don't get pills for all these things. Because the only pill for all these things, the pill is here. Something which you should not chew. You should chant. These are all the pills. You know, see here, see all these pills. These are the pills that we are supposed to keep chanting. So this tolerance comes, the Bhagavad Gita 2.13 says very clearly, this is on a spiritual platform. So till the time we don't come on a spiritual platform, we cannot tolerate disturbances. Is this clear? It's not possible. It's impossible to tolerate disturbances materially. It may happen for some time. Like you may say, okay, this person gets angry really fast. What to do? Count from 1 to 10. And then 10 to 1. After that we don't know. That's what people usually say. So there is no material solution to tolerate disturbance of this world. No. You may tolerate for some time, but permanent solution is not there. It has to be on a spiritual platform. Now we are going to see some examples from Shastras of tolerance. And you'll see different levels of tolerance. Even in Shastra, there are different levels shown. So the first level is Parikshit Maharaj. Now Parikshit Maharaj, the king of the whole world, for a very, very small mistake. What mistake did he do? He put a snake. Are you sure snake? Dead snake. Is that such a big offense? He put a dead snake around Shamik Rishi. And what was Shamik Rishi's reaction after he woke up? He took the snake and put it. That's it. He was not very much, he didn't take it very seriously. But for such a small mistake, what was the curse given to him? You're going to die in 7 days. There's going to be a snake bird who will come and kill you. He'll burn you rather. He'll burn your body into ashes. And what was Parikshit Maharaj's reaction? Wow, it's a good news. Parikshit Maharaj saw it as a good news. Now, please understand here, dear friends. Parikshit Maharaj had the capacity to counter the curse. He can just show mirror. Sometimes you've seen as children, somebody says, "You stupid." You say, "Mirror." How many of you done that? That's a problem. Yeah, we've done that, right? Anything is a mirror. So Parikshit Maharaj had that mirror siddhi. He can just show a mirror and the curse would go to Shringi, Shamikrishi's son. But did he do that? Although having capacity to actually counteract the curse, Parikshit Maharaj did not do that. Tiraskrita, Vipralapta, Shishta, Swasta, Hatapi, Nasya tat pratikuryasya, Sabhakta Prabhavopi saha. This is the Vaishnava. Hearing this, Shamakrishi is very happy. This is the Vaishnava. Tiraskrita, Vipralabdha, Vaishnava may be chastised. He may be cursed or sometimes even killed, but he does not. He does not retaliate. He tolerates. He tolerates. So Parikshit Maharaj tolerated, although having capacity to counteract. So that is Parikshit Maharaj. Next, the second level of tolerance we see is Haridas Thakur. What did Haridas Thakur tolerate? Beaten 22 times in 22 marketplaces, he was being beaten. Now, he tolerated the whips. Is that what he tolerated? No. The Lord in Vaikuntha sent the Sudarshan Chakra. Lord has given instruction to Sudarshan Chakra very clearly. Anybody who tries to harm my devotee, go and kill them. Don't even wait for my instructions. Directly go and finish them. That's why we never find Lord Vishnu sending Sudarshan Chakra to protect Ambarish Maharaj. When Sudarshan was already there, he was ready in service of the devotees. But what did Haridas Thakur do when he saw the Sudarshan Chakra? He said, "Oh Lord, they don't know what they do. They're not aware. Please forgive them." So he forgave the offenders. He did not just tolerate the beatings, but what is Parikshit Maharaj? Didn't counteract. On the other hand, Haridas forgave. This is superior. This is higher degree of tolerance. That he not only endured the suffering, he forgave the offenders. Please forgive them. Don't bother them. It's okay. So this is higher degree of tolerance. The third level of tolerance is exhibited by Prahlad Maharaj. Why Prahlad's tolerance is greater? Prahlad's tolerance is greater because Prahlad Maharaj not just tolerated the daily torture of his father, assassination attempts. It was not just a torture, it was attempt to be assassinated, to kill. But he prayed for his father's liberation. Yes, prayed for liberation. When Narasimhadev asked Prahlad, "Prahlad, what do you want?" He said, "No, I don't want anything." He says, "No, Prahlad, you're supposed to ask." He says, "Yadi dasasi me kaman, varam tvam varadarshava, kana kamanam hridya samroham bhavatas." Oh Lord, if you want to give me something, let there be no material desires in my heart. He says, "No, Prahlad, ask something." Then he says, "Okay, if you at all want to give me something, please liberate my father. Liberate my father. For he really has behaved in a very demoniac way, but please liberate him." So asking liberation for his father who repeatedly tortured him. That is the third platform. And then fourth one, higher than Prahlad is Prithu. Why Prithu? Prithu, whom did he tolerate? Indra. Yes, Indra was continuously coming and stealing the horse for the sacrifice. So he did not just tolerate Indra, but when Indra came along with Lord Narayana, he forgave and made friendship with Indra. Friends, those. He made friendship with the offender. This is greater than even asking liberation. Is there somebody beyond all these four examples? What do you say? Try to guess. Notable mentions. And finally, yes. Above all these four people is one personality who's called Ambrish Maharaj. When Durvasa Muni sent the fire demon, Ambrish Maharaj just stood there remembering Krishna. He didn't even pray to Krishna for, please save me. No, he just stood there. And the Sudarshan Chakra came, killed the fire demon, and started chasing Durvasa Muni. And in between, just in between, sometimes this Sudarshan Chakra is to give some kind of little burning. Ah, Durvasa Muni used to go behind and his back used to burn little bit. Oh, he used to get little chatka. So Durvasa Muni did not actually, his head wasn't cut. Sudarshan didn't want to kill him. It's a Brahmana. This just wanted him to get feel little bit. Oh, he used to fail like this and keep running. So he ran all over the universe for 1 year. Ambarish Maharaj stood in the same place with a guilt that I have not treated my guests properly. And after 1 year, when Durvasa Muni came and fell at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj felt so guilty. What is this great sage is falling at my feet? Please stand up. The Durvasa Muni is not standing up. At that particular point of time, he saw that Durvasa Muni is at my feet and Sudarshan is waiting there. He's praying to Sudarshan, please leave him. Sudarshan is not going. Ambarish Maharaj offers his whole spiritual credits to Durvasa Muni. Please leave him. This is the greatest degree of tolerance. He offered all his spiritual credits to Durvasa Muni. It's a much higher degree of tolerance, offering spiritual credits. Usually, some devotee says, please come. What service can I do for you? I say, please chant 1 round for me. They say, we are finding difficult to chant for ourselves. What we chant for you? It's very difficult to chant for others. It requires a lot of compassion. 1 round chanting, 1 day's chanting, 1 year's chanting, whole lifetime's chanting he gave. He just gave it. So these are the great personalities who exhibit tolerance to Srimad Bhagavatam for all of us. So this is may sometimes appear, Prabhuji, this is all very theory, bro. This degree of tolerance, what we will exhibit. Somebody comes to beat us, we'll beat him back. We'll break his teeth. We hit one, we'll hit two. We do that. What is this tolerance? So tolerance as a principle definitely has to be understood from Shastras. And a Vaishnava also, in order to chant the holy name constantly, Pranadapi, Shunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadari, will not be able to chant till the time we become tolerant and not getting disturbed. So now, what we're going to see, we saw some good examples from scriptures and we got to learn the principle from them. Yes, but this may not be immediately applicable to us. How many of you think like that? It's not so very practical immediately. Agree, even I agree. So, what will be practical for us is somebody who struggled but tolerated. Will that be practical? Somebody who struggled. He had a struggle and they tolerated. Let's see some examples. Those who got disturbed, but then they handled themselves. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'll discuss 3 examples. One from Ramayana, one from Mahabharata, and one from Bhagavatam. But these 3 examples that I discuss of somebody who got disturbed but they handled themselves. This will be very much of a learning experience for us, much more practical than these. These are already great souls. Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. They're all great souls. Please give some example for us. So that's why you see Shastras give the example of Mahabhagavatas, and Shastras also give some examples of Mahabhagavatas who come down to our level to show us practically how to not be disturbed. Now let us see some examples. Okay, any example from Mahabharata of somebody who got disturbed but later on handled themselves? Very easy question. Who is that? Yes, loudly. Arjuna on Hari Bol for Prabhu. Yes. When did Arjuna get disturbed? In his final exam, when it mattered the most. Yes, throughout the life he had been a super winner, a champion. But when just before he had to be proven, before his final exam, that time Arjuna became disturbed. He was very disturbed. So what did Arjuna do when he was disturbed? Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prichhami tvam dharma sampudacheta yashreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. Yes, he surrendered to Krishna and he became a student of Krishna. And then he wanted to, as such, get instructions from Krishna. So this is a very amazing principle that we are now. We say, Prabhu, we don't have Krishna with us, what to do? But we have representatives of Krishna. So when we get disturbed, it's very important that we approach the representatives of God in our life. They can be our mentors, they can be our counselors. So sorry. How, what should I do? If I disconnect Wi-Fi, then this goes off. Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu. Yes. Let's see. We'll tolerate. We'll tolerate this disturbance also. This is what is what I told you, right? Even Bhagavatam class we get different calls. Anyways. So approaching a senior devotee, a senior Vaishnava, and taking guidance, taking instructions is something we can do when we're disturbed. Because what did Krishna do to Arjuna? If you see, Krishna took Arjuna's consciousness to a different level. Arjuna was in a bodily consciousness, he was disturbed. But when Krishna promoted the consciousness of Arjuna to a higher level, then he went beyond that disturbance. So similarly, when we approach senior devotees, we approach the representative of Krishna, what do? They actually promote our consciousness to a higher level. And thus we are able to go and grow beyond the disturbance. So this is first. Okay. Somebody from Srimad Bhagavatam who handled disturbance. Anyone? Easy. This is also very easy. I'll give you a hint. He was a prince, 5-year-old prince. Yes, abhi easy ho gaya. So Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruva. How did Dhruva handle disturbance? When he was disturbed, when his stepmother spoke very unpleasant words, his father neglected him. Then he goes to the mother, his mother, who is Suniti. So he goes to Suniti Devi, and Suniti Devi gives him very good instructions. And what is that one instruction she gives? That, my dear Dhruva, you have to connect with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. He is the person who will give you love of 1 million mothers, Prabhupada says in his lecture. So that is a very amazing program that we learned from Dhruva. Dhruva did not just, heed to the instructions of going and just connecting to the Lord, but he accepted a devotional program. It's very important that when we're disturbed, we should have a Krishna conscious program. And Narad Muni, his guru, although Dhruva being in the forest of Madhuvan in Vrindavan, he went there and there he was given a very, very systematic program of deity worship, of chanting the names of Yoga Kriya. And through that particular program, he was able to completely get rid of the disturbance. So we accept a program, a Krishna conscious program in our life. So we approach a superior, get a very Krishna conscious program. Right? So that is very important. Somebody who got disturbed in Ramayana. Now, this is a very unlikely example, but yes, it did happen. Any example from Ramayana of someone who got disturbed? He got disturbed during the service of the Lord. I give you a hint. Lakshman is Supreme Lord, and he has that flavor. I will not leave him. I'll go kill him. He has that particular flavor. Yes, Hanuman, when he got disturbed. Okay, he was getting disturbed in squirrel. Hey, squirrel, go aside. That was not really a disturbance. That was concern. Squirrel Mataji may become chutney. You need to little bit go behind, go behind. You're right, you're coming behind. He didn't find Mother Sita. He was so disturbed. He had searched for Mother Sita everywhere in the palace. He had completely given up hope. He said he had thoughts of, he was contemplating suicide. He was contemplating suicide, then immediately he remembered his party of soldiers headed by Angada were all standing on one leg. They said, we will stand on one leg. till you come back, so that you know the pain that we are facing. He thought about them. He thought about Lord Ramachandra, who will die without getting a news of Mother Sita. So I cannot give up. And what gave him hope at that particular point of time of disturbance is Hanuman. It's very simple. And this is the technique that we tell everybody who we meet. He chanted the holy name. He called out for the Lord fervently and chanted. So this is something that we often tell others, but we don't use. What is something which is yours, but others use more than you? Your name. And what is something that is ours, but we tell others to use it more? The Lord's holy name. So devotee, whoever you meet, chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. But do you chant? No, then we only want the feedback. This is advertisement department. So once there was a devotee, when I took a flight and I came at Frankfurt, we literally had to run. We had no hopes, but absolutely no hope of catching. But myself and Raj Prabhu was with me. We ran, and finally we made it. Yes, we made it. We could make. He said, Prabhuji, in Frankfurt there's a train. That train takes you to that place. I said, okay, train or flight will go. Will you please come? We just running and we had no hopes actually. We would probably miss the flight and we wouldn't have met today. We'd have met tomorrow, right? So that kind of situation we were in. So there was one other devotee who was going to miss. His flight got delayed, so much delayed. He went to the counter and he was asking, how much is the flight delayed? Please tell me. The flight is delayed indefinitely. In the sense we don't know, but the flight is going to come. And that flight officials who were there, the airline officials, they had to tell this devotee that you're having this, please go and chant. That was the last thing that he wanted to hear. I'm going to that country to give upadesh to others to chant, and I have to hear from this Mataji that you go, why are you getting disturbed? Go and chant. My God. So there is something which is ours, but we tell others to use it, but we hardly use it. That's a holy name. How many of us do think of chanting the holy name? That's the last thing we do. In fact, if somebody gets disturbed, no. If I'm getting disturbed, even after coming to Krishna consciousness, I will never chant in my life. People give up the holy name. But that's something which we should accept. And Hanumanji demonstrated by his own example that as soon as he chanted the holy name, many roads cleared. This is a story in India. There were a group of devotees who had gone from Mumbai to Calcutta. The purpose of their going was to give a lecture at IIT Kharagpur. It's a very premier institute in India. So they had a lecture in IIT Kharagpur, but as soon as they reached Calcutta, they found that there is a Bengal Bandh. How many of you heard this word Bandh? Bandh means all shops, commercial activities, business, transport, everything is Bandh, shut down. But these devotees were quite eager. The college officials were very eager. They said, we cannot spare another day. This is the only day that you get for the program. What to do? And the leader of this group, he decided to chant. Like chant Hare Krishna. What? Would you chant Hare Krishna? How will transport be arranged? He said, let's take the shelter of the holy name. Many wonderful, miraculous ideas will come. How many of you have experienced ideas during chanting? All of us, we all have experience. Prabhu, all ideas come in chanting. All this class came in chanting only. So devotees use chanting as a tool for all innovative thinking. Creative thinking, put up your hand in Veda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Rukho, please wait. This point, continue. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In between mantra, people take out card and writing. I've seen this. He said, let's chant, we'll get some miraculous idea. The whole point is to take shelter of the Lord. So he took shelter of the Lord, suddenly this devotee came out after chanting some 2 rounds. He said, what? Has Krishna revealed something to you? He said, get an ambulance. He said, my God, we really thought our Prabhuji is crazy. He's actually become crazy. So they ordered for an ambulance. And he told the devotees that what you can do is after your prasadam is over, please go and sleep there. So these devotees went and slept in the ambulance, and the ambulance was going. In the one, suddenly that Calcutta officials, they stopped. Stop. Where are you going? He said, there's an ambulance, can't you see? He said, open the door. They opened. So as soon as the devotee brahmacharis had come, they'd given them nice garland. And they'd take a nice prasad and slept. Policeman said, let their souls rest in peace. They went with an ambulance and gave the program at IIT Kharagpur. You can clap for the holy name, definitely. Holy name always works. So chanting definitely works. Of course, we don't use chanting for such troubleshooting, but the principle is to take thorough shelter of the Lord. When we do that, then we can definitely tackle all varieties of disturbances. Right? Now we're going to come to practicals. Oh, practicals. Last few minutes are left. You see, the disturbances are of three types usually. Disturbances. The first category Krishna mentions in the Gita is Shitoshna. Shitoshna is physical disturbances. The second one is Sukha Dukkha. Which are mental disturbances. And the third one is Mana Apman. This is the disturbance on the level of ego. And all three are on different levels with increasing difficulty to tolerate. Some devotees asked me, Prabhuji, Calgary is very hot. I said, I'm coming from Mayapur where the temperature was 52 degrees. This is nothing. This is cool for me. Yeah. Right. So physical encumbrances and difficulties are something which are easier to tolerate. On the other hand, mental, what is sukha? So when you want something, you get it. That's called sukha. When you want something, you don't get it. That's called as dukkha. So that is sukha and dukkha. Situations. I want this. You didn't get. Fine. That is dukkha. The third category is man apman. This is something which is very difficult to tolerate. Man apman is insult and honor. So usually it is man which is the most difficult to tolerate. Apman can be tolerated. Man is difficult. Somebody giving you so much of honor and respect, well, that is very hard to handle. Right? That man is difficult enough. So these are the three levels of disturbances. So what can be Shita Ushna? Disturbances physically that which can be provoking. All of you can give examples. Yes. Anyone? Yeah. Fever. Mosquito bites. Okay. Your mosquitoes in Calgary also. I was shocked. Very told me they're there. Huh? Thank God I am this side. She's here. She's here. Shitoshna. I think that sums up. We'll go next. Sukha Dukkha. What can be Sukha and Dukkha? Something that we want, we got. What is Sukha? Tolerating Sukha. Now, even Sukha, people can get carried up. Like there was one boy in a college. So somebody, those days, there was no electronic result. So one person came and told him, Hare Krishna. Of course, not Hare Krishna. He was not a devotee. Said, hey, you got 97%. So 97%, he said 97% party for everybody. So he took everybody to party. Yes, and whoever was going through the college gate, he said, wait a minute, please come to my party. He says, who are you? He said, Daddy, don't worry, go and eat whatever you want. Please go. He was inviting everybody. And one of his friends came. The party was going on. The people were eating. Music was going on. So people came, called him. Said, wait a minute, after the party. Said, wait, very important thing. Said, no, after the party. Said, come. So he caught hold of his hand and came. It is not 97. It is 79. Immediately everything was over. Game over. He said, party is over. Band karo. Stop everything. Get lost. And then he went and locked himself in the room for next 3 days. So we don't celebrate too early. We say, right? Sometimes Sukha can be like that. Sukha, Dukkha. After Sukha, Dukkha will definitely come. So it's better that we tolerate Sukha also. Man Apman is something which I would like to give an example from my personal life. We get a lot of both. We get both. So I was invited to college, MIT, not Massachusetts, it was Maharashtra Institute of Technology. And then people said, "Go to MIT? You go to MIT or Almighty?" So I'd gone there. And the director of the college personally came to receive us. We went inside, he took us around the college. We were proposing a value education course for the college students. So he personally told, "Sir, please this way." I came this way. Yes, what? "Please sit here." He was offering me his chair. I said, "No, this is your chair." "No, please sit on my chair. Purify my chair." I sat. "Do something to purify." I said, "Okay, I will purify." I mean, Krishna, Krishna, this is the only way I know how to purify. So I said, chanting, I chanted one round, said, "Okay, you're satisfied?" He said, "Yes." Then we spoke. He said, "You please remain seated there only." And all the conversation happened. He gave me so much of man, so much of man. And then we chanted. And then we didn't want any more man. So we told him, "Sir, you please stay here. Talks are over. We'll communicate the rest of the things through email. Now we will find our way." I'm challenging. We'll go. And while going, we were going through the security gate. And the security guy started laughing at us. "Was today a fancy dress competition?" He was laughing. I said, "We got man." Immediately up man. They're calling us monks as fancy dress competition. We wanted to pull that fellow's leg also. So we said, "Yes, there was a fancy dress competition. There were two monks, me and one woman of my friend. I came first, he came second. Thank you." But Krishna beautifully teaches. He gives man, he gives upman also to balance so that the ego doesn't increase. Right. So this way, these are the man and upmans that do come in our life, the provoking situations. And anything can be provoking because this world is made like that. So what do we do? Final crux. Okay, some solutions we got here. Okay, associate with superiors. We got enroll into a Krishna conscious program when you're disturbed, and especially chanting of the holy name. So what exactly do we do in such disturbing world? It's a very disturbing world. In the disturbing world, we have to purchase a car. How much is the car? Where is Abhiram? He knows everything. I think he's gone to play. He knows all car prices, everything about car. His son, Abhiram Gaurang, very wonderful kids. He's gone. My help is gone now. You only help. How much is a car in Calgary? Yes? $50,000. Okay. And the car that I want request you all to buy is not $50,000. This is free of cost. $0 car. Amazing. Which means anybody can buy that car. That's the good news. But this car is very difficult to drive. No problem, Prabhuji. You give us license. We have to learn. We have to learn how to drive this car because our life is a journey. Our life is a journey. In that journey, we have to understand that this particular car, in which we have to say CAR, the car, we have to just learn how to drive. We all can possess this car. It's just that we need to know how to drive it. How is that? C for change the changeable. In a situation, in a particular given circumstances, is there something in our power to change? Change it. That's the first C of the car. We learn how to drive this car. The second one is accept the unchangeable. Certain things do not change. Accept the unchangeable. And the third one, the worst case, remove the unacceptable. Pandavas, they were sent on an exile for how many years? 12 years and 1 year of incognito, Ajnatavas. So what they could do, change the changeable, what they could change? They said, we'll change our association. We'll go stay in the forest, but we'll associate with all holy sages like Dhaumya Rishi. We'll every day hear Bhagavatam class. We'll increase our sadhana. No management, right? So let's increase our sadhana. Change the changeable. They changed. Despite this staying in the forest, Duryodhana used to repeatedly pose different kinds of difficulties for them. They understood this rascal won't change. Yes? So accept the unchangeable. And finally, after the war was over, after the exile period was over, the Pandavas requested. They requested that you please. In fact, Yudhishthira Maharaj was very satisfied. He didn't want anything. But there was a meeting which was held in Viratnagar. So all the allies were together. And at that particular point of time, everybody was discussing, now it is enough is enough. Now the Pandavas have to get back the kingdom. And Balramji was heading the assembly. And he was saying, what is your opinion? They all said, yes, we should have. Except Yudhishthira Maharaj, everybody was saying, yes, the kingdom, we should go and ask for the kingdom. The question is, who will go? So they saw every Balramji said, wait a minute. I know one person who is expert at convincing anybody. And who is the person? Krishna. He can convince me also. Many times he has power to convince me. I lose my control, but this fellow, my younger brother, and Krishna was sitting humbly. Yes. Like that. And finally, Krishna went. Krishna went with three proposals, Mahabharata says. The first thing he said, Duryodhana, if you think the Pandavas are superior to you, give the kingdom to them. Finish. Give them their kingdom. If you think Pandavas are inferior to you, give them 5 villages. They're Kshatriyas, they want to rule. And the third proposal is if you think you are equals, then sit and negotiate. But something you have to do. You can't sit firm. But what did Duryodhana say? That I will not even give that much of land which can rest on the tip of a needle. This is called unreasonable. What is it called? And that's what is unacceptable. So what did Krishna do? Remove the unacceptable. We have to have a war. Krishna had to go 17 times. Krishna did not get a two-way flight ticket to go. Yes, economic or business class ticket for Krishna. Please go. No, Krishna had to actually go. He had to go riding a horse, the scorching sun. And he endured that. Saratya Parshada Sevana Sakya Dautya Virasananu Gamanastavanam Pranamna Stigdeshu Mandushu Jagat Pradatimscha Vishnu Bhaktim Karoti Ripatis Charanara Vende. Krishna did varieties of services for his Pandavas, his pure devotees, and one of the services was to repeatedly go 17 times to Duryodhana to explain to that unreasonable fellow that please give something to the Pandavas. And when they totally refused, then he is unreasonable. Then Krishna says war is inevitable. He was so unacceptable that he tried to arrest Krishna. He called for the guards to arrest him. But what did Krishna do? Krishna showed his Virat Rupa. Even today, in a beautiful place called Kanchipuram, it comes near Chennai. There is a particular deity of the Lord called Pandava Duta Perumal. Perumal is Lord Krishna. And Pandava Duta, who went as a Duta or a messenger of the Pandavas. And there, Duryodhana, that is a beautiful deity actually. There is a box in which Duryodhana had sent all his henchmen and soldiers hiding. They were waiting for a signal to come out and arrest Krishna. So everywhere people came, but Krishna just expanded and showed the Virat Roop. And then everybody became very fearful. Then Krishna says, you are unacceptable. So you will be removed. That was the case. Right? Change the changeable, accept the unchangeable, remove the unacceptable. So if we sit in this particular car, which is not $50,000, which is available, but we have to know how to drive this car. Right? We need to know how to drive this car. Then we'll have a very smooth sailing journey despite all the bumps and disturbances on this road of life. Hare Krishna. It's called time management. Okay, if there are any questions, we definitely can take questions. Okay, normally Matijis never ask questions. At least they don't come in the Zoom call. They don't come. Yes, you decide. Somebody else decide. I don't want to be. Yes, whom to take. Yes. Shastra. You give a situation because we don't face much. Our life is simple. Very hard to imagine. It's provoking, but change others, but change ourselves. Accept the unchangeable means that devotee, despite all clarification, continues to say meditation. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, definitely. What I would do in that case if somebody is criticizing me of something, I'll try to see if there is some element of truth in that. Try to see if, and I'll try to rectify. And try to even clarify, just sit and talk probably to the devotee. Why is it that I am so disturbing to you? And if that devotee continues the bombardment still, then I would leave it at stage 2 only because we're dealing with Vaishnavas. Yeah. They cannot remove Vaishnavas. But one thing I would definitely wish to do is I would try to keep some distance. Safe distance. Just Hare Krishna. Yeah, definitely. Hare Krishna. I'll do my seva is here. Yes. I'll remove myself from the situation. I'll serve with these devotees with whom I'm comfortable. Everything is mercy of Krishna. Definitely. That devotee coming and speaking some nectarian language. Because that's what Sanatana Goswami said, right? Oh Lord, you are giving me the neem juice of glorification, but you're giving Jagadanand Pandit the sweet rice of chastisement. As such, but it's that consciousness is very hard. So personally, in my level, what I would do, I'll keep some distance so that I can better my consciousness. I mean, you have to choose. I will not choose. You will choose. I see you online. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. See, how do we apply the car principle if your boss is crazy?
He's the boss. Simple. That's what we can do. Right. Your boss is crazy. We have multiple things we can do. Is it possible to change the boss? No, not change the company. No, I'm actually asking. Not change the company, but change the boss. Or bringing one person between you and the boss. Or going one step above the boss. I don't know your equation, right? Yeah, great. Do that. Yes. You remove yourself from the next step. Right? That's better, right? You can go to another branch. Yes. And we can pray for that fellow. In material world, Prabhupada always says that everyone is crazy. Everyone is crazy because they are after Maya. Good ones. You can change your branch. Okay. Yes. I would like to answer your question differently here. We need to understand through again the Shastras. Because the purpose of reading the Shastras is to develop a Shastra Chakshu, right? A realization. We see everything from the point of view of Shastras. The moment you become a devotee, as you rightly said, you have an expectation. In the Ajamil episode, the Vishnu Dutas, they went with bows and arrows and swords and shields, Gada and Chakra, but did they use it? They didn't. They simply exhibited a class of Vaishnavism and finished the Yamdutas. That's the Vaishnava. At the same time, you see in the episode of the Pandavas going to the lake to fetch some water, Nakul, Sahadev, Bhim, Arjun, they all responded differently. But Yudhishthir Maharaj chose a Vaishnava response. He went there and he answered the question of riches. He showed a class. So the whole purpose of reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, and all the literatures, hearing all the lectures, is to exhibit a Vaishnava response to situations and not a regular reaction which usually the karmis give. That's what sets apart a Vaishnava. And how exactly do we get empowered by this Vaishnava response? It is said, I heard a beautiful lecture from a spiritual master. The title is With Sincerity Comes Clear Intelligence. That's the title of the lecture. If we have a little bit of sincerity that I want to exhibit a Vaishnava response here, Krishna, I don't want to react like a karmi, I want to respond like a Vaishnava, you will get the necessary intelligence how to respond in that situation. Absolutely. So it's up to our own sincerity. Whatever sadhana we have done, whatever seva we have done, whatever shravan we have done, everything is put into test at that particular point in time. Yes, we all will have some breaking, definitely. So that's when we have to again keep building our muscles, spiritual muscles. We have to keep doing the homework, practice. Yes, everybody will have a different breaking point here. Just like every metal has a different melting point, we all will have a particular point beyond which we can't take things. That is when we need to borrow the strength from superiors. Just like Arjuna did. That was his breaking point. He couldn't go beyond that. Best. Why do we do that? We do that so that we are able to, while we maintain safe distance, our intention is not to alienate. Our intention is to actually get deeper in our consciousness. We take a break with that particular intention. That let us go, get this break, we deepen our consciousness, and then let's deal with it. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. It was just before catching the flight. Thank you.
Then they also say that you have to suffer the consequences of the karma. So I find this very contradictory. So please explain, help me to understand.
Okay. The understanding is very clear. Prabhupada gives in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. The moment a person starts practicing the sadhana bhakti, the first thing is called as Kleshagni, the first characteristics. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya dadata. Ahituki avyavahita ya bhaktir purushottame. So Kleshagni, or the destruction of the sufferings. The sufferings no more exist. Why do sufferings come? Suffering comes because of sinful activities that we have performed. But when there are no more sinful activities, then there should not be any suffering. Right? So when a devotee is practicing sadhana bhakti, which at least I am not, I am aspiring sadhaka. We're still sadhakas. So at that particular point of time, what kleshagni happens? The destruction of all sufferings, that is very true. But when we are yet to reach there, definitely we need to understand that the sufferings are actually, the different sufferings and obstacles are all servants of Krishna who are coming in our life to make us, impel us to go to the sadhana bhakti. Is that clear? And if somebody is gone beyond sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, prem bhakti, they are suffering, then what should we understand? That's the higher plan of Lord. I have, if you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 19th chapter, there are Prabhupada mentions that Parikshit Maharaj, Pandavas, Prahlad Maharaj, and all these Vaishnavas, they suffered. Why? They suffered on account of teaching all of us some lessons. So Krishna is like mother, the Pandavas and all the pure devotees, they are like the daughter, and we conditioned souls, we are like the daughter-in-law. Prabhupada gives that example. So mother teaches the daughter-in-law through the daughter. Again, Malbhadra Kripapu, I have no experience of this. He'll explain further details, I think. But the point is, suppose just an example. The work is not done properly. The mother-in-law doesn't shout at the daughter-in-law. She shouts at the daughter, come here! Don't you know this? This is supposed to be done like this. The daughter, oh, with the daughter there is a setting. Oh, this is for Bhabhi, okay, fine. So she takes, yeah, go on, go on. Okay, she listens. This is for her. Then the daughter-in-law learns. So that's how it happens, Prabhupada says. So we are suffering because there's a gap between our bhakti and the sadhana bhakti. Either it is not anyavilashta shunyam, it is not jnana karma adhyana, it's not anukulena, we don't know. So we have to work on that formula. And then we reach the stage of Uttama Bhakti, there is no suffering. And even in Uttama Bhakti there is suffering, then there is a higher plan of Lord to make us some instrument to teach others. Is that all right? Yes, complete surrender is the 6 principles of Sharanagati. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshishyati iti vishwaso goptrutve varnam tata, atmanikshepa and karpanya. If you read the purport of 18.66 Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada beautifully explains these 6 principles. But beginning, what we do is through accepting those things which are favorable and rejecting those things which are not favorable. To the degree we staunchly do this, the other 4 principles will follow. Right? So this is something we have to do. We have to check in our life, am I doing all those things which are favorable? Am I avoiding totally all those things which are not favorable? Are we doing that? Then we've done our homework. Other limbs will follow. Is that okay? We close here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. नंदराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जय कृष्ण प्रभुपाद की जय, समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.